Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at 7106 Northeast 13th Avenue. I'm describing this as the right and left side buildings here. We are on the right side building. That's as you face the front of the buildings from 13th there. So anyway, the back unit going into a 4-inch ABS cleanout. This cleanout does not have a cap on it yet. This one's just wide open. Alright, off we go here. So you got a glue drip right there. We'll come back and take a look at that. Not a huge deal where it's situated up against the far right side of the pipe. Or I guess left side. My camera's upside down. I may have to reorient when I come back. But anyway, it's tucked up against the side of the line there so much so that it would be fairly unlikely to hang anything up. And it might be a thin piece of glue that just busts off really easily. But it's a spot where someone may nitpick the line when it's getting inspected, potentially. And that one you could deal with just running a cable auger through there. That's not one that you even need a jet for. Alright, into 3034 PVC now. Looks like the connection there to the main. Look at that old thing, old hand-laid brick. Pretty cool. For a second there, I thought you might have a sewer rat coming to say hi to the camera there. I'm not sure what that was right when we tried to pull back. Some of that stuff you saw swirling around in there, you'd think would be steam. It's actually sewer gas is usually what that stuff is. It's crazy how thick it can be. Anyway, I definitely get a cap put on this thing. In fact, I might put one of these pieces of some scrap sheetrock back here over the top of this. I just hate to see anyone drop anything into this thing after giving it a clean bill of health. All the 3034 PVC there looks good. Sorry for the upside down image. It doesn't bug me at all, but this newer system of mine does not allow me to flip the image over manually. It's kind of annoying. Now, if you see what I'm looking at there, that joint, I'm trying to see if that thing will move. That almost looks like an earthworm. I'm trying to see if I can get that thing to move. It could be some kind of debris too, but and sometimes pipe gets put together and something gets pinched between the joint. I'm not not sure what that is. I mean, the immediate appearance, I've seen enough earthworms over my career in sewer lines that it kind of has that appearance. Usually when I go zipping past them like this, though, they start moving around. And this is the spot where you generally catch these little things. Right now, I mean, I'm running some water down the line really quick here just to see if I can get something. That looks like the head of an earthworm right there. I'm just not getting really any much in the way of movement or changes there. It could just be debris. Right now, it's, I mean... And the other thing we never know a lot of the time is how something like that could have got into there. Sometimes they can get in through open pipes when things are being constructed. That's a hard one. And especially this time of year, being that it's dry right now, if you did have a joint that was open. All notated on the report right now, this is feeling like it could just be some kind of debris. But I mean, I've seen thousands of these of earthworms over the years, and that kind of has that appearance. But there could have been something that got down line, and for all I know, one of these things got glued into the pipe joint when the line was being put together. So usually by this point, if they were, you know, if it was a dead worm or something like that, I would expect it to look a little bit more dried out, kind of brown coloration. But who knows? Anyway, that's something I want you to at least be aware of. Right now, other than that little guy, and I'm not positive it's even a worm, but you know, that thing there, that's the right side of the pipe. That's if the camera was flipped over. You know, it's sticking far enough into the flow line, it could indeed hang things up. It's sticking out there a little bit further than I thought it was. Now the line's drained out, I get a nicer view of that. So anyway, I could see someone maybe potentially nitpicking that and wanting that cleaned out. Otherwise, line has great flow of the main. Little bit of a question mark there at 31 feet where we have a possible worm at the pipe joint, but there's no other secondary signs. Normally when we're looking at stuff like that, it's a line that's been in the ground a while. It's been through multiple rainy seasons, and you've got not just worms, but you'll have obvious groundwater drip stains going down the sidewall of the pipe, things like that. So right now, I don't think that's at a point here where I would just go jumping straight to repairs on it. Anyway, aside from a strand of excess pipe glue hanging down there, great flow of the main, everything looks buttoned up tight for the exception of possibly a compromised joint at 31 feet. That's a really hard one to know right now, though.